Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Easterseals of Greater Waterbury's annual meeting for fiscal year 2021. I am Kelly Janjo, Chair of Easterseals Board of Directors. I am pleased to open this evening's meeting. For awareness, we have a chat feature available with this evening's virtual meeting. Please feel free to utilize the chat and send us a message if you have a question or a comment throughout the course of the meeting. A very special welcome to our valued supporters, board members, local legislators, employees, and friends who have taken the time to join us for this evening's meeting. Fiscal year 2021 was a year of adjustment and transition. As an organization, Easterseals continue to find the best ways to meet the needs of individuals and families who rely on us for care, despite the challenges we face due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Easterseals adjusted to new ways of working in person and remotely while continuing to provide services within the safety guidelines set by CDC. Staff members perfected virtual appointments, education, and meetings and worked in new ways to deliver services to our community. It's thanks to our dedicated leadership and employees that we have been able to help individuals and families in the community who rely on us. In addition to Easterseals employees, the generous network of community partners, volunteers, and supporters that gave their time, expertise, and financial support to Easterseals each made a significant impact towards the betterment of the organization. At the beginning of the year, we could not predict how the community would respond to efforts to support Easterseals in 2021 with the health of the community still uncertain. But I'm happy to share that we were humbled to receive strong support from members of the community, local foundations, and organizations who generously contributed to Easterseals and helped provide vital funding for our programs. We held our golf tournament in September of 2020 with a limited number of golfers and strict safety guidelines in place. And we had a great turnout and showing for support of Easterseals. In the spring, we held the Chocolate to the Rescue fundraiser. That was possible thanks to the support of 4 very special community partners who will be recognized later in tonight's program. We also participated in Give Local, hosted by the Connecticut Community Foundation. And the 36-hour Give-a-thon was an exciting, fun-filled online giving event where the community rallied to contribute to Easterseals and many other deserving organizations. At the end of the summer, Easterseals was honored to receive a planned gift from a supporter who thoughtfully included Easterseals in his estate plans, leaving a legacy to help improve the lives of those beyond his lifetime. We hope that Mr. Frederick Ritchie's forward thinking will help to inspire others to consider leaving Easterseals in their estate plans as well. His gift is an investment in the lives of individuals and families facing disability and ensures Easterseals' viability for years to come. To the donors and sponsors who supported Easterseals this year, thank you. Thank you for your generous commitment and support. Because of you, we were able to strengthen our mission and continue to serve individuals with disabilities through our programs and services into fiscal year 2022 and beyond. A special thank you to Liz Lacala and Power Station Events for taping our presentation for tonight. I'd like to now introduce Easterseals Board of Directors who served during fiscal year 2021. First, our board officers. Serving as Vice Chair, Paul Jessel from Slavin, Stoffinger, and Scott. Serving as Secretary, Bob Stabile from Liberty Bank. Serving as Treasurer, Curtis Audibert from Audibert, Bissonette and Company, LLC. And our board members, Mark Raveline from Thomas and Savings Bank, Kenny Johnson from Bank of America, Liz Lacava, Power Station Events, David Miller, Delavine's Gourmet Food and Gifts, Tamara Nice, Carmody, Torrance, Sandak and Hennessy, Sandra Russa, Naugatuck Valley Community College, David Siegel, Edward Siegel Inc., Maribel Rivera Smith, Naugatuck Community College, Robert Teetonen, Valued Community Member, Jim Rakowski, McDermott Alfred, James Zoldi Jr., Halsey Associates Incorporated. Our board is made up of community stakeholders from in and around the greater Waterbury community. We are grateful to each and every one of them for their tireless support to the Easterseals organization. It's been an honor to work with each of our dedicated board members this past year to help guide and support Easterseals with the strategic direction of the organization. I am now pleased to turn the program to Lorraine Shea, President and CEO of Easterseals of Greater Waterbury.
Good evening, and thank you to everyone who has joined us tonight for our annual meeting. My name is Lorraine Shea, and I'm the President and CEO of Easterseals of Greater Waterbury. We are excited to review fiscal year 21 with you, both our challenges and our accomplishments. Last year at this time, I honestly did not think we would be holding another virtual meeting. We are certainly grateful for the technology available to us that allows us this online forum, and we look forward to a brighter future where in-person gatherings and meetings of this nature will become the norm again. Last year, my remarks focused on how Easterseals managed and even thrived through the pandemic. We spoke of resiliency and the dedication of our employees and the faith and trust the community placed in us to deliver much-needed services. And although we all want to move on, I would be remiss if my message this year did not include some of these same sentiments. Fiscal year 2021 was not without its challenges. We safely and enthusiastically welcome back the majority of our program participants. Our rehabilitation programs in Meriden and our 3 Centers for Better Hearing locations are running currently at pre-pandemic volumes. With appropriate strategies in place to ensure safety, community members are consistently seeking out our high-quality care and services. The challenges that many businesses are facing specifically with staffing shortages and recruitment of qualified staff have directly affected our child care programs and employment and community services, and the ability for those programs to serve at full capacity. Despite these drawbacks, this year we proudly provided services to over 4,100 children and adults and their family members. This year, however, our progress was not linear. It was not a straight upward trajectory towards quote-unquote normal. The year started strong with the return of children and adults to our children's academies as well as our day and employment programs. Birth to 3 families began welcoming in-person, in-home services again, and our school-based therapists actually returned to school. Through the winter and during the resurgence of COVID, service levels dropped as a result, and then improved once again in the spring and the summer. Through all of the ups and downs, I only have the highest praise for our teams of employees who have remained loyal and steadfast in their commitment to those we serve. Our team members, 90% of whom are fully vaccinated, have demonstrated that health and safety and service to the community are our number one priority. They've been flexible, creative, and above all, attentive to the needs of those we serve, whether they are physically present at one of our locations or receiving services remotely. And, in spite of the ongoing challenges of the pandemic, Easterseals has continued to demonstrate progress and success in several areas. On the program side, our driver's assessment program has actually expanded. We now employ a second therapist who is working quickly towards her Certified Driver Rehabilitation Specialist credential. Our hours have expanded into the evenings, which makes us even more accessible to the community whose services we provide. And in addition to providing clinical driver assessments, we are now offering on-the-road driver training for individuals who require specialized vehicles or equipment. For example, adaptive hand and foot controls. This service has been very well received by the community and has a huge potential for continued growth. In our adult programming, our residential supports program, which is one of our newest programs, increased the numbers served by 30%. This individualized service assists intellectually and developmentally disabled adults to live independently in the community, for example, in their own apartment, with supports from Easterseals in specific areas like managing their finances or medical appointments, or perhaps daily tasks like grocery shopping or cooking. We're proud of these programmatic accomplishments because they demonstrate that Easterseals has continued to meet the changing needs in our surrounding communities. On the program support side, this year we have strengthened our development or fundraising department. In past annual meetings, I have spent some time focusing on the challenges of providing the much-needed services that we do provide solely on the revenues from governmental payers. Fundraising has always been and will continue to be critical to the success of Easterseals. Our new development director, Liz Simonoski, started her employment with us in October of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. She brought with her a strong sense of purpose and a skill set that is extremely valuable to our organization. In her first year, Liz was able to obtain over $72,000 in grant funding from a variety of sources, including foundations and other nonprofit entities. In only 1 month into fiscal year 22, she has already obtained over $46,000 in additional grants. We look forward to Liz's continued leadership in this area. I'm also pleased to share that our advocacy efforts were very strong this year. We took advantage of our capacity to virtually connect with Connecticut state lawmakers to advocate for increased funding for our programs, as well as legislation that impacts the nonprofit provider community. I'm proud to say that our voices were heard and legislation was passed that increased funding in the human service sector. While our job is not complete, and we will continue to advocate into 2022 to continue the important conversations and ensure the needs of individuals living with disabilities are fully supported. We're happy that significant strides were made in fiscal year 2021. As we enter into fiscal year 22, I want to take this opportunity to thank our board of directors for their commitment and guidance in leading the organization during these tumultuous times, and to the Easterseals leadership team, who continues to demonstrate flexibility, enthusiasm, and devotion to our employees, those we serve, and most importantly, our mission. Finally, thank you to our generous community for believing in our work and providing essential philanthropic support to ensure Easterseals is able to continue to provide limitless possibilities for those of all abilities. Now, I said that was a final thank you, but I do want to make sure that I thank Christy Beliciano for putting together this annual meeting tonight. It was an incredible amount of work, and she really pulled off a great meeting for us, so thank you to Christy. I'm proud to serve this organization, and I look forward to the challenges and the accomplishments ahead. Thank you. Easterseals' mission is to provide 100% equity, 100% inclusion, and 100% access for all. We support people of all ages and abilities where they need us the most, at school, at work, in their homes, and in the community. This next segment shows you just how we do this. Meriden mom, Cody Childs, enrolled her 3-year-old daughter, Saylor, in our Children's Academy in Meriden over this last year. Cody talks about the challenges, successes, and milestones that Saylor has reached in her short time with Easterseals.
My name is Cody Childs.
And who do you have with you?
This is Miss Saylor Monroe Gamble, my 3-year-old daughter. Saylor has cerebral palsy. She was premature, 30 weeks. So I didn't get the actual diagnosis until she was about 1 or 2. Her birth to 3 therapist suggested Easterseals, so I called and I spoke with Glenda. I think I cried to Glenda. I was just nervous because of her diagnosis, and I knew that she would be with other kids not like her as far as being able to be mobile.
At the beginning, when Saylor started in our program, she was a little bit quiet. The students in the classroom were just curious to know why she was moving differently, why she was doing things in a different way. Saylor's classmates have learned so much with Saylor, and vice versa. Saylor's classmates have learned about empathy, about accepting, about inclusion, and this is what our program is about being inclusive and accepting all children regardless of their abilities.
She reassured me that she will be fine and that they will help me through whatever. They wanted me to get them her IEP and all her physical therapy stuff. So Once she was able to tell me she liked it and everybody was so friendly and caring, I felt a lot better. She loves to go, so that makes me feel good.
Sailor is a very independent girl. She is very friendly. She is very helpful. She likes to help others.
Sailor, you want to say hi? You want to talk a little bit?
Hi.
Tell them your name.
Hello.
Are you being shy today? Do you want to tell me about school? Do you like going to school?
Yeah.
So was she talking prior to coming to Easterseals?
Not as clear. She was talking, but her sentences, her words are now becoming sentences and phrases and stories. She comes home and her imagination, I think that has a lot to do with school too.
I think what everyone needs to know about Sailor is that she does not have a disability. She just do things differently. Her abilities to do what other children do in the classroom are different, but Sailor is just like another child in our center.
I know that really did help. Being around other kids, like, you know, socially and being able to just learn from other children. I think that's why she wants to walk so bad, because she sees the other kids do it. So that's something she loves to do.
She actually showed me a video of Sailor at her physical therapy where they counted about 20-something steps that she did on her own.
So being a first-time mom, I have a newfound love for kids like her and adults like her. So after her starting Easterseals, I started to look into you know, what you guys have done over the years, and it just changed me because the way the school openly helped her and accepted her, because it was hard for me to let her go, I guess. I'm just so protective over her. So just knowing that Easterseals, I guess, has the staff and the love and the care for kids like Sailor, I think I'll just always be attached to Easterseals. Goals for her, I've been stating goals since she started Birth to 3. Some of them she reached and some of them she hasn't, so I said I was gonna stop putting time frames on her, because she'll do it when she knows that she can. So, but she's so smart, she's so sassy. So whatever she wants to do, she's going to do, and I'll be there to support her.
Thank you, Cody and Sailor, for sharing your story with all of us. Our driver assessment program has played a significant part in improving independence for individuals who may have had a stroke, a traumatic brain injury, vision loss, or other neurological or physical disabilities. By providing evaluations of physical, cognitive, and visual skills, our goal is to help patients return to safely operating a motor vehicle. Please meet Fran Mooney. He suffered a traumatic brain injury in 2019. After recovering from a coma and enduring months of rehabilitation, he was finally ready to return to the daily activities that had meant so much to him. He was ready to go back to work and to start driving again. Fran will talk about his journey to independence in this next segment.
My relationship to Easterseals is I went there to get my license back after a long period without it. I went to a golf tournament and I fell out of the golf cart and landed on the back right side of my head back here somewhere. I was in a coma for 3 weeks. I was stationed. I was up at Hartford Hospital after I fell.
How did your wife take all of this?
She just lost her dad a month before, or maybe 6 weeks before my incident. So she lost my father, I'm gonna lose my husband. You know, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And at first, my brother called her and said, hey, Renee, we gotta take Fran to the hospital. She goes, what, he hit his head? Bring him home, I'll put some ice on it. My brother said, no, you need to come to the hospital. He may not make it. This is not a bump on the head. You know, he's bleeding from the ear, and we gotta get him to the hospital now, or who knows. So she stayed at the Hartford Hospital. She was there for 6 weeks. She stayed in a room and came down every morning and visited me. My son was there. He would drive up and visit me. And I'll share this with you. It really hurts. When I got back home, I felt like I just didn't feel good about myself. I was really upset. I mean, it was an accident. Things happen. But my son goes, Dad, when I was looking into your eyes, and all I could see was these two black holes, like looking back to my head. With my eyes, I was in a coma, and there was nothing there. And he goes, Mom, is Dad gonna be like this? Or is he gonna be back to himself? And my wife said, no, Dad's gonna come back. He's strong, he'll come back and be what he used to be. My son goes, Dad, I wanted to cry. Looking at you, and you just see these two your eyes are just like black holes. There's nothing there at all. And that bothered me. It really did. It bothers me now, actually, too. A little choked up, so that was scary. And I realized how lucky I am once I came out of the coma and I started getting my mannerisms back. And everyone's like, okay, he might be okay. And then from there, I went to Gaylord for like 6 or 8 weeks, I think. And then I went to Easterseals, and Rachel got my license back with me, thankfully. My job as a project manager is driving all over the place. I mean, all over the state every day, pretty much. And I had to get it back. That's my job, you know what I mean? I look forward to going to Easterseals. You know, on Saturdays, Mrs. Corbett, she dealt with me, so I could be a handful. And she really trained me and taught me how to go back and slow myself down. Measure it twice, cut it once, you know, stuff like that. Don't be so, I'm a little hyper. Slow down, take your time, and let's do it right the first time, so to speak. And it was a long road at Easterseals. But Rachel, I do got to say, she was really good. We became friends, and I felt comfortable with her. She would tell me to go out and take a left. I would take a right. She told me to go straight. I'd put the car in reverse. Everything she told me to do, I would do the opposite. But I couldn't hear, so my right ear is still a little screwed up from the fall. I didn't pass, you know what I mean? And then I had to go back and retake the test back in January, which I wasn't happy with. But it gave me a lot of time to read up on Rachel and to see what she actually did. And then once I started reading up on her and what she did, I was like, you know, she's a really good teacher. Everything started coming, this is why she did things the way she did them. And that's her job, you know what I mean? And it made me a better understanding, and I went back and passed my test, and I got my license back. But I did have to write a note to my wife, because my wife wasn't gonna believe me. I said, Rachel, you gotta write me a note, man, because she's not gonna believe me, there's no way. But it all worked out good. I got it back, and I'm back to work, and I'm making money again, and everything's pretty much back to normal, actually. Easterseals was the icing on the cake, and as I told Rachel, I had to put this whole puzzle back together, and that was the last piece. And Easterseals and Rachel, we got that last piece in, and I'm good to go. Thank God. The best part is the fact that I come home from work and I go back to my front door, my family's in the house. It was a great feeling. It really was.
Thank you, Fran. Easterseals is pleased to have played such an important role in your recovery. Thank you for all your kind words and for your support of Easterseals this year. Next, I would like to introduce two employees from our Watertown location, Bradley Fiddler, who is a case coordinator, and Kawanda CC Council, who is a community inclusion specialist. Both work with intellectually and developmentally disabled adults in our Employment and Community Services Department. Brad and CC will talk to us about how individuals are learning new skills that will help them obtain meaningful employment. They'll help them to reach their goals and contribute as valuable and involved members of our community.
So community services encompasses a few different programs. We work with individuals in the community, and we also work with them in-house, helping them develop vocational skills to be employed or to improve in the community. Transitional Services is a program where we work with individuals who are looking to get jobs but don't have the skills to get the jobs. So in-house, we will provide different services for them, whether it's money management, interview skills, writing resumes, working on the coffee cart or the Pick Me Up Express, or volunteer work at different local places. So in December 2019, the manager of the program, Amber, had a class with all of the individuals to talk about what was some things that they would like to do when they grow up. Some of the individuals wanted to work at a restaurant or at a store. So Amber had the idea of starting a coffee cart to offer coffee to the staff at the building. The coffee cart ran for about 4 months until COVID happened. After COVID happened, the individuals came back, and Amber and I had decided we wanted to improve the coffee cart. So what we did is we gave it a new name, the Pick Me Up Express. The role of the individuals at the Pick Me Up Express is the same thing that you would work at a restaurant. So they do inventory, they take orders, they collect donations from the staff for the products. We count the orders, we count the supplies, we stock shelves, cleaning, delivering the food, and communicating with the staff for the orders. It gives them a feeling of success. Every individual has the ability in them, they just need that little extra push to make them successful and to bring it out. And that's what Easterseals has done for them.
My title is Community Inclusion Specialist, and I basically have crew people of individuals, and we go to various frontiers and janitorial services, really. You know, we clean, we stock, we also work in the state buildings. We have the lawn crew. We do a little bit of everything. To have our guys go out, our individuals go out and feel like they have a purpose, that they're helping the community in some way, shape, or form. They really enjoy what they do. Well, he started out on a crew. Actually, it's something that he had to apply for in order to get it. So it's almost like he has a new job, you know, and he worked hard to get where he is. He's always thankful for what he has and how far he's come along with Easterseals, and he really doesn't see himself going anywhere else. Yes, I was a part of their success, but it wasn't all me. You know, they let me be a part of their success. They let me tell their story. They make this world a better place.
When I see that the individuals are successful and accomplishes one of his or her goals, I just get that feeling of joy that they are able to be themselves and show what their abilities are, what they can do, where they can go. And then I continuously can't wait to see where they will end up. I think that's the most important thing, is we just need to get that outer layer off and let them break out of their shell and show us how successful they can be and where they can go.
Thank you, Brad and Cece. We're so proud of the good work at Employment and Community Services. We can't wait to see what you have in store for us next year. All of the previous stories and the successes we've demonstrated tonight are made possible in part by the generosity of our donors. I now have the pleasure of introducing Liz Simonowski, Director of Development, who will tell you about some very sweet supporters of Easterseals.
Good evening. I'm Liz Simonowski. I'm Easterseals Director of Development. Tonight, we are thrilled to recognize 4 outstanding community partners for their continued commitment to Easterseals, and most notably for their support of our Chocolate to the Rescue fundraiser that we held in March. We thought creatively this year to pull together a sweet spring fundraiser that would allow for social distancing while providing the community with a fun, exclusive opportunity to support Easterseals and enjoy a delicious sampling of sweet chocolate treats at the same time. We approached 3 of our favorite local chocolatiers and 1 of our favorite local bakeries and asked them for their partnership in bringing this idea to life. Each happily agreed and generously donated a specialty chocolate item to include in our sweet chocolate sampler boxes that were given out to each of the donors who supported Chocolate to the Rescue. So tonight, we would like to say thank you to Cece's Chocolate of Woolkit, to Fasha's Chocolates of Waterbury, to Sweet Maria's of Waterbury, and to Thompson Chocolate of Meriden. Each of you have demonstrated your continued commitment to the community and to Easterseals. Your support has directly helped to improve the lives of all that we serve. We are so grateful and very happy to recognize each of you this evening with a Community Partner Award from Easterseals. Thank you so much. And now I'm happy to turn the program over to Lorraine.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you again to these amazing businesses who participated in our chocolate event. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Kelly Jandrew, Chairwoman of our Board of Directors. It has been a true pleasure working with you these last 2 years, and I would like to express my sincerest gratitude for your service. Board service can be a difficult volunteer role, and you took this role on with enthusiasm, grace, and commitment. Leadership at any time can be challenging, but leadership of a nonprofit organization and their board during a pandemic certainly brought with it the need for additional time, energy, thoughtfulness, and patience. Thank you so much, and I would like to give you a small token of our appreciation. That's for you. Oh, thank you so much. And that's for you. Oh, give me a hug.
Yeah, hug.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lorraine. These past few years has been a pleasure working with you. You've been a mentor to me in so many different ways. I really appreciate all the time that you took to help me in this role of Easterseals. It just means the world to me. Thank you again, Lorraine. It's been a pleasure and honor to serve as chairwoman for the past 2 years. Easterseals holds a special place in my heart. Collectively, each of our programs touch the lives of thousands of people each year, and this is what drives me to support Easterseals. And I look forward to continuing to serve on Easterseals Board of Directors. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Paul Jessel, Easterseals incoming Chair of Board of Directors, to say a few words. Paul, I look forward to working with you in the coming years.
Thank you, Kelly. Being the cleanup hitter, I know the words you want to hear from me are, "and in conclusion," but I do have just a few comments. I first want to thank you, Kelly, for your leadership as chairwoman over these past 2 years. Among the many other things you have done, you safely guided the board through an historic pandemic. Being a great leader is only possible through commitment of time and effort, qualities you admirably demonstrated throughout your term as chairwoman. That commitment is especially commendable given your other responsibilities. Your dedication to the board and the mission of Easterseals does not go unnoticed. I can only hope to bring the same enthusiasm and commitment to the values and mission of Easterseals as you have. I also want to thank Lorraine and the Board of Directors for entrusting me with this opportunity to be your chairman for the next 2 years. This year we have 3 outgoing board members, Kurt Audibert, David Miller, and Sandra Ruza, RN. I would like to express our thanks to them for their hard work while serving on the board. Combined, they have contributed nearly a quarter of a century of time and talent to furthering Easterseals' mission. We appreciate their efforts very much, and their participation as fellow board members will certainly be missed. Here they come. And in conclusion, we hope you enjoyed our annual meeting tonight. We are grateful to all of you for your continued support of Easterseals. Thank you for coming, and we hope you join us next year, hopefully in person. Thank you.